Welcome to Of Nights and Nats. When last the party met, unfortunately without the company of Bryce, he evaded the zany session that I basically used to torture my poor players for almost 3 hours straight. Seth awoke in darkness at the beginning of the session, nude, faced with a mind flayer that he fortunately recognized, or really unfortunately, I don't think meeting a mind flayer is ever good, regardless of your clothing situation. Krevezin was his name, and he spoke to Seth and asked him if he would accept the blessing of his master. Now, this was something before stream that was Borosun the Suffering, was an interloper, a very large entity. The party isn't entirely sure what he is or what his goals are, but he has been continuously trying to get the party to agree to be in his service, and Seth accepted. So that was a question Seth had heard before in the gloaming. He learned of the interlopers, another faction with a vested interest in the conflict of the Dumai. They apparently oppose, according to Krevezin. However, that remains to be seen whether that's true or not. Seth accepted and was granted a vision. He found himself then naked and walking a path outside Agravorn, and his party rode up on the site of who they believed was a dead party member, who was very much so alive and naked, holding a small crystalline dagger. Reunited with Seth, the party headed into the Forgotten Forest, a mysterious and overgrown place that seems to have expanded over top their path. Ren did not recall it at all, but knew that it lay in his way to get to his destination, this ceaseless elevator. So the party forged on anyway, mostly because Ren was played by the DM. They came upon a hut that held a Sir Littlewood, a woodwode, cooking soup and singing a delightful tune of his creation. He set the party on several quests to find some items that would assist in summoning the spirits of this forest. The party proceeded to do the creature's bidding. It was arduous in some ways, perhaps stressful, but it was fun, I think. And the party did succeed in collecting first his wand, which turned out to be a paintbrush for watercolors. And then they went fishing and they found a boot and some booze, which may or may not have been an Irish cream whiskey. Finally, the woodward made them repeat after him several lines. That was a little confusing, but after they repeated the lines and brought the items together, they summoned the forest spirit, and old Gorg arose before them in all of his fishman glory. And he has a message for the party, but before we get into that, we are going to turn off this music and spare
Thank
everyone.
God. I unmuted it at not quite full volume, but louder than it should have been.
And please feel free to join the stream that I'm going to bring up. Hang tight, my option for video is not there.
Discord might have got a virus of the
Old Gorg.
of the light beer variety.
I did turn that off, right?
Yes.
Yeah, oh yeah, but it's not going to be off in my brain forever. It's in there now.
Huh. I am not seeing the option to play my movies. I may just have to save it for after the session or during break. It won't really affect anything that we're doing.
Okay.
The narrative is just the narrative, and that will be Ren's backstory. So we will just play it on break. So old Gorg has a little bit of a message for the party, and that message is: roll for initiative.
I gotta get my dice out.
Ben, do you hear music?
I do hear music.
Are you ready to switch to the other screen?
Let me. Yes.
This is awesome.
So, the spirit of old Gorg has been pulled up. His arms literally came out of the ground to collect his belongings, and the party helped pull him up. And he fixes you with a look, and it appears that he wants to challenge you. So, he teleports the party to a small grotto in which there is some water and an overturned boat and some various things, a little bridge.
We're doing this.
Yes, and it appears that he wants to test your metal.
Ready when you are.
Okay. Here, I will switch the screen and then tally up the initiatives.
Oh, fancy.
And this is old Gorg up here. He's a little far off, but with a fitting look, perhaps. No tutu, unfortunately. I didn't feel like making a small tutu.
Right here.
Ooh, that's a bad initiative.
Oh God. Why do I feel like the key for this fight is we're gonna need to tell him we love him?
That may or may not actually be a mechanic in this fight, but you will have time to find out.
Just grapple him.
He might like that.
It just.
I also cannot believe I'm doing this.
Yep. We're in it now.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Oh.
Okay. All right, Ren. It is your turn.
All right, I will say, old Gorg, I know you well because I've been here this entire time, and I will cast a shatter spell on him.
All right, you cast your shatter. What do you need? A Constitution save?
Constitution save, yeah.
Old Gorg does not meet your Constitution save, as chunks of rock around him begin to fragment. From the
Take this, Gorg. He takes 7 damage.
Okay. He screams something almost incomprehensible, followed by "Mother liquor." Is that your turn, Ren? Would you like to move at all?
Let me move a little further up the bridge.
Okay. How far?
My full distance. Yep.
Okay. Just as a heads up, you're out of. Well, yeah, you can still see him actually.
That's fine. I can move if necessary.
Drea, it is your turn.
I gotta mute myself. Sorry.
I'm just how far up the bridge can I move? Onto that. Can I get onto the rock
Yes.
by the boat with 30?
So this is 30 feet of movement. You can double that if you dash. And get to about there.
Alright, yeah, I'll do that. I'll dash and get up onto the rock. I want to kind of half just stand behind the boat if I can.
Okay, yeah.
Just cover.
Yeah. You are actually out of his line of sight right now.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And that's my... Yep.
Okay. All right. Thok, it is your turn.
Can I get up onto the rock?
Sure. I'll need an athletics check.
Sure. 17.
Yeah. Your full movement then, because it's half movement for climb, since you don't have a climb speed.
Okay. Yeah, I'll in there.
Okay. You do have an action left. I mean, if you wanted to use like the dodge action or dash
Sure.
and run
I'll-
further.
I'll use the dodge action to
Okay.
give him disadvantage if he attacks.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Good
the
call.
moment you've been waiting for. It's old Greg's turn. Old Gorg's turn. I'm gonna. Yep. I actually have to bring up his stat block that I made. All right. He reaches into his voluptuous tutu, pulls out a small, what appears to be an elixir of sloshing brown liquid, and he hurls it at the two people in the back that haven't gone yet in a 10-foot square, and it splashes. From the two of you, I will be needing
Oh my god.
dexterity saving throws, DC 15, as an Irish cream liquor around you.
Deathly Irish cream.
Well, Macy didn't throw it in a shoe.
Well, he's
Oh god.
You can throw that mimic boot real quick.
I
Got a 5.
Could be liqueur of
I
Irish
got-
scream.
got
It
exactly
could be.
15. Is it meets it beats it for me, or meets it beats it for him? Okay.
for you since you're the one rolling. The
All
DC
right.
is set. It's like you could almost imagine it as the AC.
Got it.
All right, so you did save, so no effect. However, Seth, you have a level of drunkenness now,
Ooh.
and that will give you disadvantage on all dexterity saves for the next hour.
Okay.
An hour? Oh,
Yeah.
shoot.
All right. Old Gorg says something to the effect of,
Take that.
and then he's going to.
Get copywritten for this or something.
Right. He's gonna take a leap down here and then run to the far end of the boat. His turn ends. He's going to use a legendary action.
You would.
Yes, he would. And he points his wand, which is really just a brush full of watercolors at you, Thok. And you
Okay.
get sprayed in the face with watercolors. I need a Constitution saving throw. DC 15.
+6, 19.
All right, you have saved the water. You've managed to cover your face. You are still drenched in watercolors. And he
Cool.
says,
Does it look pretty?
old Gorg says,
Now you look pretty, mother liquor.
all right, that brings us to Kevin. Kevin, it's your turn.
Hi!
Ha!
Kevin casts Moonbeam
Okay.
right on him.
All right.
He needs to take a Constitution save.
Ooh, natural 20.
Damn.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Okay, so does he take half the damage, or does he completely avoid it?
I believe he still takes half, but that will
Yeah.
be in the spell.
Yeah, I
He
didn't
does.
know if it would be a crit success or something to avoid it.
Oh, yeah, no, you still get to deal your damage.
Okay, so he takes. Oh god.
Fell on the ground.
10 plus. Oh, he takes half of 11 damage. Radiant, though, if that matters. He's not a shape changer, right?
No, I wouldn't say so.
Okay.
More of a manfish. A fish man.
Man,
A manfish.
Skillet man fish.
you seen me downstairs mix up.
All right. As soon as you have dealt him damage, he uses his reversal of fortune.
Okay.
I need a charisma saving throw from you since you've dealt him damage.
Charisma save. Let me move my keyboard out of the way. And we got.
DC 15.
Roll to 17 plus 1, so 18.
Okay. All right. You managed to save. No effect. He uses another legendary action.
No, he
Oh
doesn't.
my god.
He's got 3. I forgot to use
He's a
the first round.
manfish.
Um,
Guys, if we effing die to this boss, we survived the last combat and we die here. Oh no.
he lifts his tutu and blasts Thok in the face with shining light.
No.
Thok, I need a wisdom saving throw as you try and hold on to your sanity.
Oh, wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're the only person in line of sight.
Oh! Oh!
There you go.
I have
Alright.
a +0 to wisdom, so I needed that.
Yeah.
So wise.
Not only did you resist his effect, but you lock eyes with him in the middle of his flash. And old Greg just nods. Old Gorg, I'm sorry.
Oh, God.
I've seen you
We're gonna
downstairs to mix
GMCA
up
takedown.
Gorg.
Oh my god. Okay. That will end that. Seth, it is your turn. You are drunk, just as a reminder.
Okay. Hey, man. Not cool. And I will just cast a firebolt at him.
Okay. Let her rip, Tater Chip.
Sure. Ooh. 11.
Unfortunately, 11 will miss as your firebolt just whizzes off into the distance.
Okay.
Think you're funny? Throwing fire at me?
That's my turn.
Okay. He is, for his last legendary action, going to throw another tankard of Bailey's at the two of you since you're still within 10 feet of each other. Seth and Kevin, I need a dexterity saving throw.
So is the effect being
Seth, you
drunk?
have- Yeah, it gets worse and worse.
I feel like Kevin almost is okay with failing.
You're welcome to.
take the
Seth
roll.
and Kevin, Seth, you do have disadvantage on the check. Or the saving throw.
So my first roll was a 5.
Okay. You hit second round.
I got a 19.
Okay. Kevin, you're still good. Seth, you are at level 2 of 3 of drunk, and your movement is now also halved for the next hour.
Alright.
Okay. Back to the top. Ren, it is your turn.
I want to see this character
Alright.
sheet afterwards.
Seth, I got you, and I'm gonna throw a fireball at him. See if I can hit him with some fire. Dex
An
save.
actual Fireball. Okay.
Yeah.
That is a 4. So yep, he's gonna fail that.
All
As
right, great.
fire erupts on the far end of the boat.
Can you hear anything? Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's a lot of ones.
Score.
16 damage.
Okay. That's not bad. All right, he's going to use his reversal of fortune trait. I need a charisma saving throw from you, Ren.
Okay. Uh, 11.
All right, you have failed.
Okay.
On your next turn, you must sing praises to Old Gorg in order,
Okay.
as an action, in order to remove a charm effect that is now laced upon you.
Okay.
So you've got a couple rounds to think of how you want to compliment this scaly manfish. Okay, Drea, it is your turn.
I would like to climb
Okay.
a boat. Yep.
Okay. Make an athletics check. The DC's fairly low here because you're not like scaling rock like Thok.
Mhm.
That rhymed.
Oh. 6.
All right. It's gonna cost you a little extra movement. I'm not gonna make you fall down to the water, but
That's fine.
yeah. So 5, 20. So that's like 25-ish movement.
Okay. I'm just gonna use the rest of my 5 movement and go down deck.
Okay.
And then I'm going to try to cast Chaos Bolt.
All right. Launch a chaos bolt at this scaly manfish.
20? Oh, natural.
Does hit.
All right.
Roll some damage for me. As a warbling mass of chaotic energy sails toward him.
Wow, that did a total of 3 damage plus my 1d6. This is gonna be acid, because why not? 5 damage.
Okay.
It's not good.
That's all right.
More than missing with the cursed chaos bolt, though. That's
I am going to need a charisma saving throw, as you have dealt him damage.
What is my charisma? How good? 6.
All right, you must sing praises to old Gorg on your next turn in order
What
to
does that
remove.
mean? Okay.
However you interpret it, that's what that means. Fortunately, Ren will have to go first, so you can take his lead. But you are charmed by him, so basically you can't attack him, or I guess maybe attacks have disadvantage. I might have to look up the condition if someone wants to look that up. All right, Thok, it is your turn. You've seen his downstairs mix-up, by the way.
I've seen his downstairs mix-up, and it was an abomination. Oh wait, why am I rolling? I just rolled
I
a
don't
nat
know.
20 for. I rolled a nat 20 for no reason.
Oh, what a waste!
why are you rolling?
Oh,
No, I did not see
I'm
it.
like, I was distracted with Butch.
No. Old Gorg's in your head.
Let me move in as close as I can get.
5, 10, 20, 30.
I'm gonna dash. I'll use my actions to get up there.
I'd say you get in range, but you did dash.
Okay. Let me action surge,
Okay.
and I'll attack.
All right.
Throw away
Lay
that
into
nat 20 that I rolled.
Nope.
That's awesome. I went from a nat 20 to a nat 4 for an 11 to hit. I'm sorry, 12 to hit.
Your war pick slaps against his scales feebly. With a-
21 to hit for the second.
That will hit.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah, it will.
Let me throw a trip attack on that.
Okay. I gave him an AC of 30.
Uh, 14 piercing damage, and I'll need the strength save.
Okay. Cocked. Let me reroll it. 13.
Nope.
Okay. I did not give him proficiencies. That's a whoopsie. All right. He fails.
He is knocked prone.
All right. Old Gorg falls prone. He falls intentionally with his back to you, so that you.
Oh no!
That extra detail.
I'm committed.
Is the 2-2 like still below the waist at least?
Oh no, not at all.
Great. I avert my eyes as my free action.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I need a charisma saving throw as you have damaged him, and feel kind of bad about it.
Come on.
13?
All right, you must sing praises as your action next turn, old Gorg. I really hope to just get a turn where you each have to sing praises.
It's shaping up that way.
They must be unique. I'm going to add this caveat. All right, Thok, your turn ends. It is old Gorg's turn. He is technically starting his turn in a moonfire. I believe we jumped the gun on dealing damage to him with that, Ben. I think it was when his turn starts, he would take that damage. So you might technically be okay.
I believe it is when a creature enters the spell's area for the first time, or on a turn, or if their turn starts in there. So if I started it on him, we should start it. The damage was correct the first time, I believe.
Okay.
And
so
then
roll-
and then he would
or-
continue damage if he starts his turn and didn't move.
Okay, so he's starting his turn in the circle, so
Okay.
he doesn't have a choice to move. So roll damage.
Well, I rolled to see if it hits, right?
That would be
For the
another
save.
Constitution
Oh,
save. then?
his save.
Does he keep making that save?
I
That was
yes.
a 19 natural.
Okay, so then he takes half the damage.
Okay. All right. While you're tallying that up, he is going to stand up with half of his movement. He is going to attack Thok once with a boot that appears to be a mimic, and it's going to attempt to latch onto you. Does a 21 hit?
Yep.
Okay. You take 10 piercing damage as the mimic boot bites into you. Then he pulls out his wand and he bops you on the head with it, or he tries to. That's a critical fail, so he fails to hit you the second time. His bonus action, he will teleport 20 feet away to the top of the mountain. That will end his turn. It is the start of his next turn. He is going to hurl another thing of Bailey's at Seth. With his
Oh my
legendary
God.
action. Seth, I need a dexterity saving throw.
geez.
I also need one from Ren.
For me, you mean, Kevin?
Yes, Kevin. My bad. I'm not used to there being two gnomes. Usually Kevin's a bear.
Kevin failed.
I got a 16 and a 2.
Okay. Kevin failed as well?
Kevin failed, yeah.
Kevin, you are level 1 drunk. You have disadvantage on your dexterity saves.
Kevin does not seem to mind.
Scott, you are stunned until you can successfully save
Okay.
on your turn as an action.
Oh my god, these status effects.
I should have done 5 levels. I was like, no one will get to 5 levels of drunk. All right.
Scott's like, let me hold my own beer.
Kevin, it is your turn.
Okay. I'll move the moonbeam
Back onto him.
back onto him.
Okay. So at the start of his turn, then
Yep.
he'll make another save.
Yep.
Okay.
And I'll move away from. I'll try to move halfway down the bridge.
Whoops. What did I do?
I don't know, but I heard it.
That was Gorg. Gorg got knocked off.
Good call. Where you at, Gorg? Oh man.
I fell down.
He was on the boat.
You did me like you did Curly Jefferson.
All right. So that brings us, Kevin. That was your turn. Seth, your turn.
Okay.
You are stunned.
Save. Come on, Scott.
Make your talkie scared at me. I'll kill you.
Kill you.
8.
All right. You remain stunned.
You said it was a dex save, right?
No, this is Constitution.
Ooh. That is not an 8 then. That is a 15.
A 15?
Or sorry, 14.
Oh, DC's 15 for everything.
All right.
Very close though. Unfortunately, you remain stunned. I regret nothing. Ren, it is your turn.
All right. He's very far away, so I'm shouting my song at him.
Okay.
So that he can hear. So, Gorg, I'm so sorry I hurt you. Your scales are so lovely and blue. You're the apple of my eye, and I'm gonna sit over here and cry.
Gorg is very pleased. The charm effect fades. And he yells back,
Thank you, sir. Your words are kind, and you are pleasing to the eye.
all right,
Are we fighting him again?
because I say so. I don't know. I'm testing you. All right. So the charm effect fades. Drea, it is your turn.
So I just have to make a fool of myself, and then my turn ends.
I mean, I would say
Basically.
I would say
Yes.
Ren went above and beyond, but yes.
You just have to praise old Gorg.
Yeah.
Hmm. All right, I'm gonna. Can I move or do anything?
Yes. The only thing this will take is your action.
All right, I'm gonna move up to the side of the boat as close to Old Gorg as I can. And Partially leaning over it and trying to get closer, but not quite over the railing, Drea just throws her longsword, or no, actually, she throws her greatsword over to him, non-threateningly at his feet, and says, "Are these your waters? They're very nice, you know." I don't know if I'm drunk or not. I don't remember.
I don't think you're drunk.
Well,
Don't worry, you will be.
I mean, Ash might be, but I don't know. I don't think Drea is.
Old Gorg says,
Thank you for your gift. These are my waters. Tread them carefully.
you know, if you let me in, I might go down and swim with.
That was an
Make a
awkward time for that to
persuasion
cut
check.
out.
Oh, sure.
I believe it was swim with you.
Oh,
Swim with-
I just
yeah.
heard if you let me in, I
you
might
do it
go
in the
down,
waters?
and then I heard.
Swim.
It's an important word.
Alright. Persuasion. Oh, that's a 10. Yikes.
Okay.
I see you're up to tricks. I don't trust you. Not yet.
All right. Is that your turn? Okay, so your blade is lying down on the ground next to him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Thok, before your turn, he is actually going to huck a thing of Bailey's down at Drea. Drea, I need a dexterity saving throw.
No. Alright. That's off my desk. Wow, I am doing doo-doo. That's an 8.
All right, you are level 1 drunk. You have disadvantage on
There we go.
saving throws. So, Thok, it is your turn.
Okay, I turn to old Gorg.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen your downstairs mix up, and it has me feeling confused. In a good way.
That's very kind of you. Be free of my charms, boy.
Oh, what the fuck was I saying? I tried to dash up the mountain.
Okay. Well, you can't dash, but
Oh yeah, that was my action. Damn it.
you can probably make it.
That's
Not that
fine.
far up.
That's good enough.
It is old Greg's turn. He starts.
Gorg.
Old Gorg, yeah. He starts to just kick at you and like try and slap you with his wand as you're climbing up. That's another 20. Oh, okay. Both are gonna hit. uh, 11 piercing damage from the boot
Shirt boot.
and 8 bludgeoning damage from the wand.
Damn. Soaking hits.
All right. That is old Gorg's turn.
Oh, did he take damage?
No, he did not. Constitution save.
Yes.
Good call. That is a fail.
He takes. Oh, on the last turn too. I don't think I reported my damage to you.
Okay,
True.
Give it to me now.
Last turn was 15 damage. This is also 15, but in a different dice combination.
All right. He's taking some good damage there. You can see his seaweed hair sizzling in the moonlight. It's kind of cool. But he's going to use a legendary action after his turn. And he's going to try and smack you with watercolors because the light hurts. Kevin, I need...
Got some range on him.
Yeah, I basically just gave him ultimate range.
Got it. I won't argue. It's he's a skelly mainfish.
Yeah. So for this, I need a Constitution saving throw as watercolors splash over you.
17 plus 2, 19.
Okay. You resist, but you are now covered in watercolors, marked by old Greg.
Do I feel pretty?
Yes, you do.
Kevin looks and goes, ah.
Especially with your level 1 drunk.
Yeah.
You're at the
You're
perfect
not
level, right?
all the way there. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god. All right. Kevin, it is your
Oh, wait,
turn.
was that dexterity?
No, Constitution.
Okay, I was going to say dexterity. I have disadvantage because I'm level 1 drunk.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did he move out of the beam?
Nope.
I'll just kind of wiggle the beam so he's back in it again for the next turn.
Okay. Yeah. He'll get hit with it on his next turn. Would you like to move any, or just that you're just focusing?
Kevin just kind of sticks his tongue out at him like. "Mm."
Okay. You have dealt damage to him, so I would like a charisma saving throw.
Let's go. All right, that is a 14 plus 1, 15.
All right, meets it, beats it. You are safe. You do not have to praise old Gorg. Okay. Before Seth's turn, he's going to use a legendary action. This time he's going to throw a thing of Bailey's at Ren. Ren, I need a dexterity saving throw.
You were
All
saying
right.
throw another one in.
Oh, that's a fail.
Is this your first? Is this your first
fail.
time? All right.
Yeah.
Old Gorg has splashed you with his liqueur. You are level 1 drunk and sticky.
Ooh.
And you have disadvantage on dexterity saves for an hour. Seth, it is your turn.
Okay. Old Gorg sucks. He's the shittiest person ever, and God hates him.
He says stunned, which means he speaks falteringly, by the way. So it's.
Inner monologue.
okay.
Constitution save is a 9, so that's a no.
Okay. You know what? This effect cannot persist for more than 2 rounds. It fades.
Okay.
You are still level 3 drunk, however, so the other 2 effects are in place.
Okay. So like, I have my turn still, or is that next turn?
I would say you have movement. I'll give you movement and a bonus action, just not your main action, because you used that to try and make the save.
Sure. Yeah, just move me 15 feet up.
Okay. I don't want you to have to sit out for the entire fight. Okay, is that your turn?
You know what? How far away is he?
Oh, I can find out. He's about 60 feet away from you. Or, I'm sorry, 90 feet away from you.
90 feet. I will throw a firebolt at him, and I'll quicken it with the bonus act, the 2 sorcery bonus action.
Very good. Make your spell attack, please.
That is a 20 something, 25.
Hits. Roll damage and give me a charisma saving throw.
Sure.
As you feel suddenly compelled to compliment old Gorg.
That is. Oh, that's the wrong dice. 8. 15 fire damage.
Okay.
And. $11.
All right, you will have to spend your action next turn praising old Gorg.
Okay.
All right. So you've got a little time to think about that. Ren, we are back to the top of the order. It is yours.
Can I take an action and then do movement?
Oh yeah. Anything
right.
you can do in any order.
Okay, great. I'm gonna try to hit him with a fireball, but centered on the kind of top of the pedestal, so it doesn't affect Thok right there.
Understood.
And I'll shout, "I take back what I said."
He fails his check. However, when he hears your words, he decides to use his one and only legendary resistance that I gave him.
What I said.
I did too.
So he takes
cruel.
he takes no damage.
No, just half damage.
Okay.
This is one legendary, you jerkus.
I gave him 1. It's on the paper. It was 3, and then I was like, nah, that's just rude.
So I hate legendary.
Okay, so
resistance so
17 damage is half.
Okay, that's halved already.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm going to go forward to the cover right in front of me.
Okay. Alrighty. Very good. Ren's turn is over. Drea. You have thrown your sword up to him.
Am I still charmed?
No, it fades after 1 turn.
Awesome. I still have grease,
Okay.
even though I'm not a warforged, so I'm gonna grease the area just below his feet. It's a 10-foot square.
Okay. What's the range on that spell?
The range is 60 feet.
Okay, yeah. So you can just sort of shower him in grease magically. Dexterity save?
Yep.
All right, that's a 13.
Nope.
All right, he fails. He is covered in grease. Does he just fall prone?
Yes, he does.
Does grease say anything about igniting with fire damage?
I don't know. I can look it up though.
Okay, just let me know.
Is there a status effect, like a bonus if you also use lightning when he's in this condition?
I mean, it might be.
Too straight. I didn't get it at first.
That was pretty good.
Can you say it's
I didn't
grease
get it at all.
lightning?
Grease
lightning.
Grease.
I thought it was a
I feel
legitimate
bad for that
question.
one. I'm gonna
Guys.
go over here.
I'm supposed to be trolling you right now?
Well played. That was good.
It was good. It was good. I didn't get it at all. I was like, what is Bryce up to? What does he want to
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, Rocket makes sense. I was like, oh.
do? My DM brain was working.
You put your leather jacket on.
All right, Drea, are you gonna move at all?
Since I'm not charmed anymore, I'll call my sword back to me and move, I don't know, back to the back edge of the ship, sure.
Oh, okay.
Ship shirt.
Drea is retreating from Old Gorg.
I just don't want to be near him.
Spritz him with
Words came
grease
out of
and
my
then
mouth and I
runs
didn't
away.
Okay.
Get slick,
All right.
mother licker.
Thok, it is your turn.
At the thought of grease lightning, I get some angry finger snapping going.
This has infected all of you. I need to stop it as soon as possible.
I blame the
I'm
music choice.
I'm gonna continue up the mountain.
Okay. You were standing over Old Gorg. He is prone. Oh, Old Gorg.
That actually, my plan was to push him, so
Oh.
that kind of works.
Okay, you can shove, but it'll still be a contest.
Don't push him out of the moonbeam.
Oh shit, I forgot about that. Sorry, man.
It's okay.
I rolled pretty low, 13.
You got a 20. You go to push him and your hands just slide over his slick flesh.
Quit, stop touching me.
Gave him a little
Oh, he's-
scaly
Yucky.
massage.
While he's prone, I'll make my second attack with my war pick
Alright, so you
instead.
stop trying to push him and instead try and skewer him.
The most insane battle.
19 to hit.
That will hit.
That'll hit.
I need a charisma saving throw after you roll your damage.
We'll get there. 12 piercing damage.
Okay.
That charisma save of 9.
You have to spend your next action praising him.
Sweet.
Sweet.
It's old Greg's turn. He takes some damage from you, Kevin.
If he's starting his turn in
yeah.
the grease, he needs to make another dex saving.
Is that to... He's already prone. Can anything else happen to him?
No.
Just
I mean,
stays-
he's gonna stand. He's gonna stand up. I can have him make another one when he stands up.
That sounds.
Also,
Yeah.
the
Did he-
grease fire thing is up to you. It's
Okay.
highly up.
Ah, okay.
The con save is the con save was. Did he make it or not?
I don't know. It's a 13.
I don't believe he did then. That's so he got 16 damage.
Okay, make a Christmas saving throw. I'm gonna get you to praise him, Ben, and you're gonna have to end this damn spell.
Oh no, 13.
All right, you
Oh,
have
no.
to praise him on your next turn. Also, you can't seem to want to harm someone that you're charmed by. He's an ally to you now,
No.
so you probably will have to end concentration on the spell as well.
Son of a bee. Okay.
I will say he's not doing too hot. To give you guys some sort of sense of relief as to what this whole ordeal is going to be. All right. So, Thok, was that? Okay, no, it's old Gorg's turn. He's gonna try and stand up. Wow. He actually manages to stand up. And he just starts to wail on Thok again. That's a miss.
Ooh.
And a 16 to hit, I believe a miss.
Yeah, I'm gonna riposte on that miss.
Okay. Wait, are you charmed by him?
Fuck yeah.
He bonus action teleports 20 feet away. And then he's gonna run his full movement over here.
Damn.
His turn will end. He will use a legendary action to throw another tankard of Bailey's down over at Kevin and Seth. I need dexterity saving throws from the two of you.
I fail.
4.
Okay. Seth, you are stunned once again.
Seth is in the astral plane of drunkenness right now.
Kevin, you are level 2 drunk, I believe?
Yes.
Which means your movement is also halved. And you are charmed by him. That will end his turn. Kevin, it is your turn.
Okay. Your hair is real shiny and you smell like seafood, which is oddly pleasant to me.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right.
That's all I can do.
You can use a bonus action or move if you'd like. You could. No, I'm not going to tell you what to do.
No, I'm just hanging out. I can't attack him or anything, so.
Okay.
Kevin just kind of just cocks his head like a curious little panda bear and just sits there.
Okay. Seth,
Okay.
I need a Constitution saving throw.
Sure.
I'm so sorry.
That is a 19.
All right. You are cleansed.
Okay.
You still have a bonus action movement.
Yeah, just move me 15 feet, and for my bonus action, I'll just convert spell slots to sorcery points.
Okay. Sounds good. Seth, that's your turn. So Ren.
Okay, can I pop out and magic missile him
Sure.
and then get back under cover?
Sure. Make an athletics check to see if you climb.
Oh, do I have to be on the same surface as him, or can I stay on the bridge and just move around a bit?
You could probably just move around a bit, but that's less fun.
Okay. True.
Yeah, go ahead. And you fire it off, so it's auto hit, and then you can run back to cover. I don't know why I'm moving you. I probably didn't have to.
9 damage total.
Okay.
And I will roll for spell. Okay. Yep. Crit fail.
What were you trying to do?
That's if I'm charmed by him.
Oh, okay. So you
I
now
am.
have to sing another praise. Thank you. All right. Old Gorg is not looking great. Drea, it's your turn. You're not actually that far off.
I would like. Is it possible to use my action to charge at him and barrel shove him off of the cliff and into the water?
Absolutely. It's technically just one attack if you'd like to charge attack him. And then you'll still have another attack. So you could attack him first and then push, then shove.
Alright.
It'll be a strength contest.
Cool.
But I would advise making your attack first in case you do successfully chuck him off the side.
Okay.
So that you can slash him and then push him, but it's up to you. I mean, you could push him and then jump off after him, even. Like, you can break your movement up into multiple... Like, you can move half your movement, attack, move half your movement, and attack again. That's perfectly fine.
I am level 1 drunk still, so I have 15 movement speed. I'll just barrel charge towards him and try to get us both off the cliff. See if he takes some falling damage. I'll take some as well if it needs.
Okay, a flying tackle into the waters below.
Do you need that strength contest still?
I do, yes. I already rolled mine.
A natural 20.
Okay, mine was a 4.
Ooh.
The two of you go toppling for that swim you promised him.
Feel like he's gonna have the advantage in the water.
Would that be all of my action then?
Technically you'd still have one more attack.
Okay. Then I will attack him
And a
with
bonus
the
action.
regular great sword.
Okay.
I'm gonna zoop my sword back to me if I'm not charmed.
Mhm.
And
Did he take any damage from that fall?
No, but just because you guys fell into water. So
That-
neither do.
12 to hit.
Unfortunately, that will not hit.
All right, I'm gonna action surge then
Action
and
surge.
try to do that again.
Okay.
Actually. Action surge.
You do it twice more.
Yeah, I'll just do that.
2 more attacks.
Yep.
Okay.
Ooh. 25 to hit.
That will hit.
All right. Oh, that went under my thing. 9 for the first damage,
Okay.
and second attack. This is not going to hit.
All right. So Drea tackles old Gorg into the waters below. You see a flash of blade. Maybe a hit is scored. You're not quite sure. There's bubbles coming up, and as each bubble pops, you hear old Gorg just being like,
Quit it! Stop! This is right. This is my home.
You made me say things I did not want.
I'm sorry.
all right, that will end Drea's turn. Thok, it's your turn, but first, he's going to use a legendary action to blast Drea in the face with his downstairs mikvah.
Yes.
All right.
Drea,
What is it?
a wisdom saving throw.
I'm all gone!
12. Oh,
You are blinded until the end of your next turn.
yuck.
Did you make your charisma save too?
Oh yeah, charisma saving throw as well.
I did
You're
not.
blind and charmed.
All right.
Wow. Please save.
No, it's an 8.
All right, you must blindly shout underwater your praises to him next turn.
Okay.
Okay. That will end Dre's turn. Thok, it is your turn.
Can I slide down the mountain?
Absolutely. That's about 15 feet of movement.
Okay. Can I get to the edge of the boat?
30. Yeah.
Okay, and then I'll shout to him since I have to do that. But old Greg, forgive us. We know not what we do.
A bubble pops up.
That wasn't quite a compliment.
We are in awe of your majesty. Your watercolors are impeccable. Your liquor delightful.
Bloop, bloop.
Thank you, sir.
And the effect fades.
I have a video clip.
What is this madness?
I have a video clip to share about what just happened to Drea. Just give me a second here.
Oh my god, okay.
It's important. The people need to know.
Do we get
Okay.
to know?
You guys can watch it if you want.
Oh, from
Oh,
the scene of old Greg.
We can go on. We can watch it on break. I'd like to continue. Just until we're done. Fuck, that's your turn. Old Greg's turn. He is going to
There you
make
go.
2 attacks against you, Drea, as you were underwater with him. An 18 to hit and a 22 to hit.
they both hit.
Okay. You will take 10 piercing damage from his boot and 6 bludgeoning damage from his watercolor brush.
Alrighty.
and then he will... Actually, that will end the charm effect on you, because he attacked you.
Thank goodness.
But he's going to teleport up here. And then after his turn, he's going to use a legendary action to splash watercolors on Kevin. Kevin, I need a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. 17.
Okay, you save. You are doused yet again in beautiful color.
Oh.
Kevin, it is your turn.
Well, I'm still heckin' drunk.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and use the... Yeah, I'll go ahead and use another moonbeam.
Okay, dropping that moonbeam.
Drop the moonbeam.
Natural 20 Constitution save. So happy. Drop the base.
6 plus 7 is 13.
13.
So half
All
of
right,
13.
Okay. He's at 1 health.
Oh god.
All right. Well, on the bright side, I can put my calculator away. All right. Kevin, is that your turn?
Yes.
You have dealt damage to him. Make a charisma saving throw.
Okay. Nat 20.
Okay, you are good. That will end your turn, Seth. It
I
is
don't
your
actually
turn.
like the smell of fish.
How dare you?
All right. I will
Bunch of liars.
use Mind Spike.
Okay.
Wisdom saving throw 15.
Okay. 13. I apparently gave him a +0 to wisdom.
Oh, yes.
Do you need to roll damage or is it one
Is
health?
it
good?
over?
1 health. Yeah, if you'd like to roll damage, you can, though.
Nah, I'm good.
Okay. You hear old Greg shriek
Old
as
Gorg.
psychic energy. Old Gorg, yeah. I mean,
Trying to
what's the
protect
point?
the... I don't want to get copywritten.
I'm sorry. Old Gorg shrieks as psychic energy rends him asunder from inside out. The combat ends. The fantastical locale that you are in fades away as though it was an illusion. You are back at the Woodwode's hut. The spirit of old Greg is with you all.
Lord.
Those of you that were drenched in Baileys or sprayed with watercolors or saw his downstairs mix-up, you all... Some of you are moon-faced, some of you are covered in color, and some of you are very sticky and drunk. But other than that, you're okay.
How long am I blinded for?
Just 1 round, so it was 6 seconds. So
Oh, thank goodness.
you'll be a little shell-shocked, and then it'll fade.
Got flashbanged.
That doesn't make it sound much better. I'm gonna stop sharing, Ben,
Okay.
and turn off this music.
Thank God.
Oh my god.
Ding.
I thought the music was good.
Swashbuckling fantastical.
That was still
Thing
infinitely
just
more
happened.
palatable music than last week.
Yeah.
Dang recorder.
All right. So officially, I apologize to the viewers that remain, if there's
gonna
any,
say
and
that.
my players.
Well, it's been fun, guys. We lost the entire crowd there. But it was fun for us.
Yeah. Okay.
It was the most harrowing combat I think we've had ever since the new campaign.
He was barely dealing damage. I mean, Thok took some good damage.
Yeah.
I was waiting for all
I
the
took-
status effects to pay up
I took about 30.
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
damn.
So old Greg his spirit lingers above the party. You can't see a tangible presence. He's not actually there, but you can feel it. And a voice enters your mind, and it says,
If you choose, I will guide you. I will guide you wherever you need to go. I've seen you. I trust you. I've seen you in combat. Tested your mettle.
I've seen too much of him. Please get him out of my head.
go ahead.
Can I step forward?
Yeah.
And just look at the party. Guys, this is good. Gorg, thank you for testing us. Please guide us through this forest.
What do you mean
Please guide us to the ceaseless elevator.
You're welcome. I can guide you as far as the edge of my lands, and then you're gonna have to make your own way.
That's plenty. Thank you.
Very well. You're welcome.
All right. So, Sir Smallwood, the Woodwode, has returned to
We know
his
that
hut.
was his name before.
I believe I said it once. Yeah.
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 Okay, it's small.
Ben was laughing too hard for most of the session. But he's returned to his hut. You can hear him singing inside. He is just cooking more soup, and you hear him stop his singing and call, "Would any of you like some soup?"
Yes, please.
Yes, some food and some rest would do me good.
I'm wasted
yes.
right now.
So that's pretty fucked up. All right. So the party enters the small hut. Are you guys actually resting in here?
Just a short rest.
Why you
if
sound so
possible.
surprised?
I mean, I shouldn't be at this point. You guys just do everything.
Yeah, just take like an hour, chat with the Woodwode.
All right.
He's
Small but
I'm in.
mighty wood.
Yeah. Soup. Okay. He ladles out bowls of soup. Here you go.
Super.
Soup. Soup. How long are you guys resting?
Just an hour.
An hour.
A short rest?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you're all seated comfortably around the fire, and Sir Smallwood's mostly quiet. He's humming to himself, sort of dawdling around. Old Gorg is nowhere to be seen. If you choose to call out to him, he will assist in guiding you. But I will say that these antics of this forgotten forest that nobody remembered and no one knows where it came from are a little bit... They've weighed on the party a fair bit. You're taking an hour to rest, to contemplate the future, perhaps. And you're all just kind of curious about what this unceasing elevator is, like what's going on in the gloaming, where are you headed. You have a chance to talk amongst yourselves if you so choose. Otherwise, we'll simply say that you've rested for an hour, and you can do as you need to do for that.
That fight was hell. Is everyone okay?
I'm so wasted right now.
I feel good.
I'm feeling better now that we've rested.
I don't
Yes,
think
this
I'll
is-
ever be okay after seeing the things that I have seen.
Yes, that was a very harrowing sight.
Dude, this is not the most
It's-
pleasurable fight I had ever.
You are disgusting.
It's one thing to kill a Sibriax. It's another. Oh, that was a whole other experience entirely. Well, I hope when we're done with this, we can make haste to the Gloamlight. It's been too long since I've been gone.
Hasn't it only been like a week?
Yes, every moment is precious.
Yeah.
What do you... No, I lagged out.
No, you're good.
Yeah, good.
Now you lagged out.
There you go.
There it is.
Michael can tell you.
Hitting you with that woe.
Gone.
Well, no, never mind.
Fuck, what were you saying?
I was just gonna ask, Ren, what do you think happened there? Do you think it is the same disease that was in Agravorn?
I don't know. I don't remember seeing the same fog that we saw in Agravorn, nor any trace of the Sibriax, but what we did see was the river of ectoplasm running through the city. And my fear is some of that same energy is down there, though what purpose it's put to, I don't know. I just know that there's no one left in the city. It's empty, at least as far as I know. And all we know is the people mostly got away to some shelter, but I don't even know then. And I'm just hoping to find some answers and find a few missing people as well.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, bro. We'll definitely run into Crevezin down there, I'm sure. He loves the Underdark, or the Gloaming.
He's a weird
Who's-
one.
Who's Crevezin?
Oh, he was the guy with the tentacle beard, man. Like, yeah, we saw him. He had the spike. Brought me back, remember?
Oh, yes, of course.
Wait, Krevezen brought you back?
Yeah, dude, like, he gave me the spike, right? And he said to be loyal to the interlopers, and I was like, yeah, man, like, of course. And then I took it, and then I came back.
You are dumb.
I may be
You
dumb.
do realize that they will, like, take your soul and turn it into terrible things and keep you in darkness forever, yes?
Yeah, here I am, ever living. Got him.
Got him.
I think it's entirely too easy for Seth to take deals from entities he doesn't understand. Seth, no harm or foul by saying that. I just mean that seems to be your tendency. You might want to hesitate a little bit more.
You know, I was kind of in a dark room with a squid dude, you know, so yeah, I didn't really have a choice.
I guess that's a different story.
Yeah, it was either that or stay dead. You know me.
Just open to the highest bidder as always.
Man,
That's not
my soul is a bounty for a couple people.
First Shar, now these interlopers.
I'll give
Who
you anyone
next?
who wants it. You guys want a piece of this?
Oh, we're good.
He's so
Is he
drunk.
still in like
He's
the
drunk right
shambling
now,
dress?
Yeah, he's still drunk.
And just-
he's dressed.
and just-
I never changed. I'm still in that dress that doesn't fit.
yeah.
I think. Oh yeah, Bryce. When we found him, we didn't give him clothes. We gave him a dress that didn't fit. So he's been.
Yeah,
Nice.
processing.
Just soaked in Irish cream liqueur. Like,
Oh, man. Well, I do thank you guys for coming with me down into the Underdark. I don't really know what to expect, and I know the city that I left isn't the city that we'll be seeing today, so...
No problem, Ren. You're my bud, okay? I'd do anything for you.
I'm sorry, does he talk like this all the time when he's drunk? Because if so, I vote we ban alcohol.
I have seen him in passing in different towns, but he's usually sober and soliciting people into his cult if possible.
Bro, why are you
Yes,
killing my
this is new
vibe?
for me.
Son, I will straight vibe check you, as the kids say.
Oh, you want a piece of my soul, man?
Why are we?
You guys are my friends, okay?
Dealing out your soul like a cheap hooker is not the vibe.
Do you see the way I'm dressed? I'm
Not
Is there a way to save that sentence?
yes.
Oh, man.
You can type it into the Discord and I'll pin it.
That's so good. Can you heal drunkenness with cure wounds or a healing word or something?
Lesser restoration.
Yeah, I guess lesser restoration might. I mean,
Yeah.
it's really
Okay,
just
never mind.
kind of a sleep it off.
Yeah, I'll just give him a second helping of soup.
Okay.
Here, Seth. You need a little more food in your belly, I think.
Ren, you're a true bro. You know that? Pound
Yeah,
it.
bro. I do pound it. I definitely pound it.
The wood Sir Smallwood hops over and he also extends a small knuckled fist of wood.
Kevin jumps up and pounds
Yeah.
that one. Goes, yeah.
Thank you, Kevin.
Pound it, Woodward.
That is not my name.
Well, are you guys all feeling a little better?
I feel excellent.
The hours pass now, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 Let's
Seth,
not
you're-
waste much more time.
You're feeling better. I will describe the next sequence, and then we will take a short break. I will try and fix the narrative. So as you guys exit Sir Smallwood's comfortable little shack and head back into the forest, this time the spirit of old Gorg leads you and beyond that segmented forest where you chased the boggle for an hour, and onto the rest of the forest, the Forgotten Forest, which again, Ren, is very peculiar. You've been through these areas before, and this forest was not here. So something about the landscape has changed drastically and swiftly, as you haven't been on the surface for terribly long when you were traveling with your old mentor. The forest eases into a more rational and natural landscape after a time. It gives a general sense of comfort to the party as you travel north under the guidance of old Gorg. Eventually, it becomes more sparse, and the thickets that reached out and brambled you before end, and a path reemerges. At that path, your horse and cart are awaiting you, with all of your supplies laden on it. The spirit of old Gorg stops abruptly at the forest's edge and speaks to you. And he says a few things. He's kind of rambling. Says, "The Earth's rejecting the natural order." Points, and then he points to small pockets of bubbling water that are sort of lining the outside of the forest. And you're not really sure what's going on. It's almost like just little indents in the ground that are just filled with water, but there are bubbles coming up from below. He notes to the far east, down along the Forgotten Forest's edge, toward what you would know to be the city of Sangorum, and a series of mountains that sort of divide the lands. And he says, "Something is encroaching from the far east. It's encroaching outward. It's bad." That's all the information you get from him. But you can see that there is indeed a fog spilling inward as though it's heading toward Agravorn from the east. Now, if you look closely, I would actually like all of you to make perception checks.
Kevin got an 8.
Oof, 17.
Okay.
12.
19.
7.
All right. What was your set?
19.
19. Okay. Seth, you in particular note that there is a general graying to the landscape. It's almost like the vegetation down in that direction to the east is not only dying, but it's almost like it's covered in ash, or it's been sort of burned away, and all that's left behind is like a gray husk.
Okay.
So it's a peculiar sight. Also, you're not terribly drunk at the moment.
Okay.
And then finally, old Gorg speaks, but he only speaks to you, Ren. And the voice fills your mind, and he says, "If your path leads you down below, you will find naught but heartache, but perhaps it will be worth it."
Thanks, Gorg. I've got to go.
You're welcome. I'll miss you. Come back anytime.
Maybe.
My forest won't be here when you return, but call my name and perhaps I'll come for you.
Actually, Gorg, this forest, I've traversed these lands before. This is new territory for me. Where did this forest come from?
It used to be in the Craven Lands, somewhere near Sangorum. Unfortunately, whatever came from that damned city has pushed us out. My forest travels away from it.
The whole forest moves with you.
Indeed, it does. It's seen me. It knows me. It follows me.
Well, keep your forest safe.
I will try. Good luck, Ren.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll miss you. And then you feel his spirit disperse. Never even see him again. All right.
I'm waiting for a
So-
Greg Ex Machina moment or something, like we're all about to die, and suddenly you hear a scaly voice in here. Do you love me?
I'll mix it with Lord of the Rings. It'll be like on the dawn of the third day, and the light blasts down a hill.
Then it pans over and you see a scaly fishman holding up his tutu.
He's riding in on a white stallion. Yeah.
Oh my
I'm old Gandalf.
Okay. I'm sorry. Don't give me ideas, Ben.
I'm sorry.
All right, so there were a couple things that you guys noticed. You did see those pockets of water, but you can continue on. The path is back. Just let me know what you guys would like to do.
I hop in the cart and like let's go.
Okay.
Does the cart seem to need to be like pushed or anything?
The horses are there that you had.
Oh,
You had
the-
2 horses.
Never mind. Yeah, I'll hop on behind the horses.
Okay.
Woohoo!
Kevin hops on. Drea?
Oh.
Seth?
I'm into back.
All right. Giddy up. Off you go. The cart rambles across the road to the north, in between the large mountains, leaving Agrivorn, the Forgotten Forest, and hopefully the encroaching Craven lands behind. We will take our break now. All right, welcome back. We are going to start with the narrative that I totally didn't screw up at the beginning of the session by not realizing it was already selected. So if you guys can join my little live stream in Discord, if you'd like to listen on, and mute yourselves if needed.
Loading. I think we're in.
Ren stood at the base of his homestead. At least, that's what he would call it. The gnomes of Gloamlight lived in monstrous hollowed-out mushrooms that towered over him. He looked up into the dizzying bleakness of his home. He supposed some folk wouldn't see its beauty, but he did. The blinking array of golden firelight spilling out of the pores of the homestead stalks. The inky black void of the cavern ceiling above, dotted with bioluminescent pinks, oranges, and violets. The only thing that was giving him pause now was the decision he was about to make. Coming to age wouldn't be easy for anyone, he supposed, and he wasn't immune to that despite his heritage. Everyone expected Ren Quillsharpener to follow in his mother's footsteps, but he didn't want to. He had little desire to delve into the Brimsink trench and work cataloging until he was old and hard of sight. He looked to the east, toward the temple shelf. Rows of gnomish deities had their places carved into the wall there. Lights from their various braziers and attendees' worships had always intrigued him. He walked that way, clutching a letter from his mother that she had left him, angry words penned with disappointment, a letter he didn't want to read again. He passed by the various shelves looking in, seeing, smelling, feeling. He stopped at one. It was austere. There was little interest in Segojan, it appeared, but the smells of food that the singular attendee was making beckoned him, not in a religious way, but in a gurgling stomach kind of way. Perhaps this would be as good a place as any to start his search. The gnomish attendee stopped his stirring and fixed Ren with a big smile. "Welcome, friend, to the Temple of Segojan. My name is Brock." All right, so ordinarily that would be at the beginning of the session, and that would be a little bit of an insight into the past of Ren, or whatever character is being showcased. However, we did have a battle with old Gorg, so I suppose now is probably actually a better time to have that narrative anyway. So a happy accident. The party is heading north between the mountains, the mountain ranges that line the city Agrivorn to their west and the city Sangorum far to the east. They are on a horse-drawn cart heading over rocky passes through a craggy landscape. Let me get some music playing. Leaving the forest left the party exposed to the elements in a different way than when in the forest, the Forgotten Forest. The encroaching winter is easily felt here. Perhaps only a week or two had passed since you had arrived on the surface last, but none of you feel like going back down to the gloaming, not with the unknown that is to be faced. The farther north you travel, the more threatening the sky becomes. Blisteringly white and hazy with the promise of snow. The landscape changes as well. The spurs of mountains creep outward, making travel a slow jaunt of ups and downs, but at the very least, a familiar one. So I would like whoever is leading this expedition to make a survival check for me.
I can make it.
Okay. I can't make it.
8.
8. All right. So you don't get lost, but Thok, you've got some ideas about how dangerous the path might be. Some of these passes and switchbacks and different roundabouts look pretty dastardly. So you decide to slow down the pace of the march and play it safe. And it does take perhaps an extra day to get to where you want. If you would like to rest, you are welcome to. We're probably just going to gloss over it. You're in fairly safe territory. The Craven lands are a fair distance away, a couple miles off. You've put them in the rear view mirror, so to say, and you don't feel naturally threatened. But Seth, you didn't share that with the party, so do you have any interest in letting them know about potential dangers of that?
Yeah. So I'll tell them. I saw that the forest was turning ashy and gray.
The forest we just came from?
Yes. No. No. Absolutely not. The one up there.
The Craven lands, the encroaching, the natural forest, not the roving Forgotten Forest.
Yeah, it seems like there's a fog rolling in and it's making the plant life, possibly bio life, die.
Was it a fog like the one we saw at Agrivorn?
No, it was not. Moro-san told me so.
Wow. Well, I hope it doesn't spread further, and maybe I don't know how to stop it, but
I don't think there's any way to stop the end of the world.
Somehow you keep on keeping on, Seth.
Listen, a big pile of messy goo attacked the city, a fog that kills people. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong about that. We're still living.
For now. But I think we should probably make haste so in case the fog rolls in. Was it coming like quickly or was it just like looming?
Sort of just looming. You just get you more or less get a vibe that something beyond the fog lingers, or the forest that you guys were told was moving away from it was doing so for self-preservation.
Okay.
It's unless you want to travel into it and investigate, which you are welcome to do. You just know it's not good, basically.
Okay.
Great. Death fog to the east.
Yes, I hate to say it, but we should probably find the gloaming sooner rather than later. Lest this fog moves towards us.
If we go into the gloaming while it is over us, how do we get out?
We don't. That's where we start our new cult. And we live forever.
No, absolutely not.
But
Drea, there are many entrances and exits to the gloaming. The gloaming is one place, but it's a network that extends vast and far underground.
And you think it could overextend the fog?
Oh, well, the last I checked, the location I thought of for the great elevator we're going toward is not in this fog, so maybe there will be a way out or somewhere safe. I hope, at least. Not to mention the people that were studying at the academy down where I spent most of my life. There's other ways of getting above ground rather than just walking. There's magical ways. I have a feeling we can find some of those too.
Okay.
I think we
We'll have to find a way out. There are other cities to save and people to meet.
People to
Yeah.
recruit.
We have the Faroe Peninsula, too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, Victor Atwell will be there as well as others.
Okay.
All right. So you guys are aware that there is an impending threat, or that the very landscape itself is in some sort of upheaval and is potentially going to continue to grow outward with whatever threat is extending from basically the center of Avon, Sangorum, which was the city right in the smack middle of the land. And you continue heading north. Ren, you have a pretty good idea, and despite the slow pace that Thok has set for you, you are able to guide the cart in the general correct direction. Eventually, you do come over a small mountain spur, and you're looking down into a small valley. And nestled in that valley, there looks to be, in the distance, a black speck. It's kind of like a circular sinkhole almost, and it looks like it just shoots straight down. But it's very obviously not a natural phenomenon. Like it's man-made.
Okay.
And you have the choice to head toward it. However, the surrounding area around this empty ring is a small clearing, and it's at the base of one of those mountain spurs looming over top it. The clearing is mostly empty aside from some bushes and rocky outcroppings that encircle it. Otherwise, you don't see anyone. And from what Ren knows, that's a little bit of an oddity. You would think there would be a gatekeeper or someone, or I mean, it's a hub that leads near to your hometown and beyond into other realms. So you would think that someone would be tending this location, but it appears to be completely empty. I would say you're probably a half mile off up in the mountains.
So we're kind of coming in here, and then there's some outcroppings that are even higher.
Yeah. There's other spurs of mountains that sort of lean down. It's not a true valley. It's more like almost at the bottom of a crevasse.
Okay.
You've just basically got the termination of a bunch of mountains that end here in this sort of cul-de-sac, natural cul-de-sac.
Okay. Well, I'll have the horse and cart stop and just tell the party, down there, that little black hole, I think that's the ceaseless elevator. But I've never seen it myself. This is about where I expected it, and that looks like a hole down in the Underdark. But the weird thing is, normally, there's a lot more activity here. There's people coming and going. Although I've never taken this way before, I've heard stories about this being a hub of commerce and even security. It's an open road down there, so this is strange.
I mean, between flesh monsters and death fogs and everything else, I don't blame them for not wanting to do commerce out in the open.
We already know that your city came up and fled from the sickness. Perhaps it has spread. You think they are on quarantine?
Maybe so. It's just really weird to find this place empty. Can I just do a perception check and see if I
Absolutely.
sense anything with my 5 senses? And I don't at all.
Okay. Yeah, it's pretty much as described. What you see is what you get.
Can I look up into the mountains to see if there's anybody like hiding up there? I got a bad feely wheelies about this.
Yeah, you can make a perception check.
Where's my d20? Soup. I got a 14 flat.
14? Okay. Drea, you cock your head to the side and you sort of listen for a bit and scan the hills, but you don't necessarily sense anything. At least nothing beyond natural creatures. You might catch wind of some large birds of prey roosting up in the mountains, some goats, etc. But nothing seems to be spooking any of the wildlife. It feels still out of place, a little odd. You're not comfortable, but you're not Like your danger sense isn't pinging.
Okay.
Well, if you guys are okay, we can go down. I hope the elevator will be able to fit this cart on it, or at least allow us to take what we need.
I just hope I can find a tailor down there to get new clothes.
Whether the city is filled or empty, Seth will be able to find you something. Although, it might only fit gnomes.
I was about to say that. Gnomish clothes. Oh, okay. All right. So the party would like to proceed down to the ceaseless elevator.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. As you guys descend, you come down to the base of the mountainscape that you were descending, head through the short valley, and come to a rest just before the clearing. The entrance to the ceaseless elevator is surprisingly nondescript. Gnomes aren't exactly known for their plainness, so it might come as a surprise to see such a thing devoid of any gnomish flair. It was a large iron circle. If one had sage knowledge of spellcrafting, you might even assume it was a teleportation circle, but it does not appear to be so. There are no runes either. In the center is a large rod of with spiraling corkscrew pattern that appears to be sunk deep into the earth below. It just spirals down into darkness, and that's sticking out of the center of the hole. There is a small, I'm sorry, I lost where I was. It appears that the actual platform is somewhere below. It has not been lifted back up to the level that you're on. So it's just that hole rather than a platform you would stand on. Mm-hmm. There is a small panel next to the 20-foot diameter hole in the earth, and it has a brief warning penned on it. Falling may result in injury or possibly death. So I'm going to show you guys a little sketch, and it may or may not help you, but there are several platforms at equidistant points, almost like a compass, like northeast, southwest, but it doesn't have anything to do with cardinal direction. And there is a small box in between one of those that's affixed to the side of the iron circle. And then on the far end, opposite to that, on the iron circle, there is actually it's almost like one of those tourist things where it's like a post in the ground with binoculars, except they're angled down into the hole so that you can look down. And there are some bushes growing out. So this is, I assure you, I'm not drawing boobs for you guys. At each one of those equidistant points, like the cardinal directions, there is a hand crank. And with those hand cranks, there is a minus and a plus. The plus is on the right side, and the minus is on the left. And there's that corkscrew in the middle. Obviously, the shading is just blackness. And you have a couple bushes that are empty. And then there's this
And frozen?
Oh, and he's frozen. Quick, everybody get a screenshot.
I have him full screened on the stream. Oh, and there he goes.
Oh.
Every
my
time.
greatest trick.
Every time.
I was gonna come back and a dab when I was frozen before, and then I thought better of it in my whiteness.
White.
All right, so there are a couple bushes around the edges.
Anyways.
Moving on.
And back to it.
I don't know what the last thing I described was.
Couple empty bushes, and then you.
Yeah. Okay, and then there's
What do you
this-
mean bushes?
I didn't mean to say that.
It's like Fortnite. We're gonna hide in the.
You do know the first thing we're gonna do is check the bushes now, right?
I know.
Hell yeah.
Couple of indistinct, non-important bushes around here. Don't need to look at them or worry about them.
You've got the little binoculars that point down into the darkness, and then you have this strange gearbox that has an odd indentation in it. Otherwise, it's completely just like fabricated flat concrete.
Weird. Okay.
Yeah. All right, who wants to check the fucking bushes?
I want to check them.
Me.
All right, Thok, you head to one. Kevin, you head to the other one.
Hi.
Make perception checks for me.
12.
4.
Okay, 4. Okay. So Doc, you had, it's like there's two pieces of bush, and you move to the one and you spread it open, you don't see anything, you let it shut, and then you sit there and you scratch your head for a second, and then you're like, oh yeah, there's another bush. So make another perception check.
11.
All right, this time you open the bush and you see something inside that's a little peculiar. You see small piles of like reticulated gears and pieces of small fragments of metal plating and casings. And there's some
Right.
little bolts and stuff.
Can I pull them out?
Sure, yeah. I mean, you can try, but it's like piles of the stuff. So like it's like spilled buckets of Legos. You're kind of like just shoveling bits out.
Okay.
But it is peculiar. And Kevin, you check the other bush on the opposite side, and you look inside, and there is a small man made of metal. His eyes are closed, just like different sheets. He's mostly bronze. However, there's some pieces of like just stainless steel. He looks very frail, fragile. He's very small. There's a compartment on his chest that is empty.
I'll call back to the party. There's little metal man over here in the empty bush.
Oh, fun. I want to see.
Okay. Drea is the first on the scene.
I'm gonna go to the binoculars and see if I can look down.
Okay. Make a perception check, Bryce.
16.
16. Okay. You scan downward into the inky dark depths. You do not see the platform.
Okay.
So you know it's real deep, wherever it may be.
Got it.
You think that if it was to raise a little bit, you would be able to see it, perhaps?
Okay. There's nothing down there yet.
Drea, what would you like to do as you have approached the little small metal man?
This is a good find, Kevin. I want to. Can I inspect the hole in this chest?
You may. Make an investigation check, please.
That's that one.
It looks like a little hole in his. You notice no discernible detail about this thing. In fact, you're just drawn to the face. You find it very pleasing. Perhaps it just reminds you of Bimbley, another construct that you once inhabited.
Look at the tiny. Oh, I could. Oh, no. But look at it, Kevin. It's so cute. I can't see anything else.
Kevin doesn't understand why it's so cute, but he just nods. Yeah.
Well, I got nothing down there. I mean, these things are mechanical. What about that gearbox over there? And I'll see if I can. Can I inspect the gearbox?
You may. Make an investigation check.
I was just doing them like, I have plenty over here too.
8.
Okay. That's not great. You guys are not doing so hot. You're very perplexed by this. It looks like a small indentation, small circular indentation. It has some strange patterning inside where it looks like perhaps you would fit something in. It's just not really ringing a bell.
Can I go over to see, take a better look?
Absolutely, but you're mostly going to see the same thing.
Oh, all right, never mind.
There are other things you can investigate.
I'll call to Drea. Drea, bring that small tin man over here. Let's see if some of these pieces might fit into that hole.
Will do. I gingerly pick up the thing and bring it over, just two-handed, slow.
Okay, I was going to ask you. So Drea brings it over like a small child, and places it down on the ground before you.
Sure.
Okay.
It explodes. Just kidding.
Yeah, it's a bomb!
It pulls you into the abyss.
Right.
Well, it said may cause death. It said
Yeah.
will.
Depends on what the platform is.
Yeah. Can I kind of look at the pieces I have right in front of me and look at like the hole that he has and see if any of these will fit?
Make an investigation check.
Can I try and help, or is that just non-kaput for me?
Oh, for sure.
Help me. I think you have better intelligence than I do.
I do.
Okay, you can each roll once, or one of you can have advantage. But since we've
How
already
about,
started,
how about
each
you
of
roll
you roll.
advantage?
Each of you roll once. Thok has already rolled. He's trying to cheat.
Okay.
Am I doing just flat intelligence?
Yeah.
I got a 18.
Okay. So you do not note any parts that look like they would fit into the direct center of the chest. However, you do make a discovery. You come to the conclusion that a lot of pieces from this creature are identical to the piles. Like you see like maybe a small forearm casing with a series of bolts attached to a hand that looks very similar, or shards or rent and broken pieces of face plates. So you note that whatever was the case, there appears to be enough gear here for 3 other creatures of similar stature. It looks like they were destroyed, mangled, and hidden in the bush on purpose.
Well, that's not good.
You said that there are enough for 3 here, Drea. I think perhaps that maybe each one of these pulled one of the switches.
Well, there's no way we can try and replicate this thing. Do you see it? It is like all delicate and intricate and stuff.
Well, there are more than 4 of us, so we could pull the switches ourselves, perhaps.
Do we need to man them, though? Otherwise, we send down one person.
Maybe all you have to do is call the elevator here with the switches, and then we can just get on and ride it down.
We shall see.
What do you think? Plus for up?
I think plus for up.
Well, let us each turn a lever to plus and see what happens. Maybe we should have one person on that looking glass over there.
All right, who wants to do what?
I'll do it.
I'll take a lever.
I'll take a look.
Lever.
Okay.
I'll do the looking glass.
Okay. So Seth and Kevin go running toward the looking glass together.
Okay.
It leaves one open crank.
We need one of you here at a lever.
Whichever one of you has better eyes, stay on the thingy.
My eyes are the best. I'm a demigod. I see everything.
That does not count. You literally just died. I don't trust
I
you.
was going
Kevin,
to say,
man
did
the
you
looking
see your
glass.
own death?
All right, I'll get one of the levers then.
Okay. All right. So you all begin to crank to the right toward the plus sign.
Yes.
You can see immediately that corkscrew patterned drill bit almost that just sinks down into the depths of the darkness below, begins to spin and rotate. You don't hear anything at first, but eventually to your ears there is a slight grinding noise as something apparently begins to ascend. Kevin, I would like a perception check, please.
18.
All right. As you hear a clank and clamoring from down below, it feels like turning the cranks hasn't become more difficult. However, you do get a sense that it has come to a terminal end somewhere below, and it's locked into place. And after a couple seconds, you can feel the crank start to go again, and then it spools up and becomes easier, and then it slams shut again. So, Kevin, the first time it slams shut, you see something on the just the very end of that, like the binoculars, the looking glasses. As you're looking down, you see that once it's slammed into place and come to a pause for a second, something has run out of the darkness onto it and begins to look upward and sort of slowly thunk its way, lumbering around. And then another one appears next to it. There's 2 of these very large creatures. And then it begins to raise upward again.
I convey that. There's a couple of things they ran out of the darkness. They grabbed on it, but they're real big, and they're thunking and they're coming up, but they stopped, but now it's still going.
Stop. Hands up.
You all let go?
I'll hold on to mine, but I won't break it.
Okay.
It's all right, Thok. You can try. I'll need a strength check, and this ain't gonna be no sissy ninny strength check.
Oh man.
See if big beefy boy Thok's got it today. 17.
You strain, Thok. You try so hard. You see your allies throw their hands up. You hear the. You're like, ah! I don't know why I'm making these noises, but that's what's happening. And anyway, it's just spinning and spooling. You do stop it from going all the way back down. But you realize that there was something, you hear something, that gearbox that none of you could figure out what it was for. You can hear that spinning and that thunking noise is coming from it. As though it's some sort of safety precaution to keep the elevator from falling down if people are not at the cranks. So you have inadvertently discovered a little bit of an oopsie. And as it goes down, Thok, it recedes back into the darkness. Kevin loses sight of it again. But you're holding on.
I lost sight of it again.
Okay.
How far down, like, would dark vision see down into it very far, or no? Okay.
No, there's the only reason that you can see is because of these binoculars, sort of.
Okay.
Well, we know that when we get to the top, we could all make a run for it and get on the platform quickly.
With the big things that Kevin saw? I don't...
Fall back into the darkness.
Also, it might just be in free fall once we get on the platform.
This is an issue.
Can I go to all those loose gears and stuff like that and like just start taking objects and slotting them in the gearbox and just seeing if anything...
Okay, yeah, make an investigation check. However, this is just going to be sort of it's not a pass fail. It's like how long it takes you to pick the correct part.
It takes a really long time.
Crit fail?
Yeah. So it's a 4.
Ren scoops up armfuls of bits and he starts running towards the gearbox and he trips. And you just hear the parts tinkling down the side of the cavern. And you're just like red-faced looking up at the gearbox, clutching a couple pieces that are definitely too small to fit.
Sorry guys. I got excited.
Here, let me grab the rest of the pieces for you, and maybe we'll figure it out.
I will say the essential pieces have fallen.
No.
Hey guys, have you tried little buddy here? Maybe he's made of parts and bits and X. He might have a few gears that you fit in there.
I don't trust myself anymore. Someone else...
I'll pick him up and bring him over to the side of the gearbox.
Okay. You pick up the little bot. He just hangs limply in your arms as you bring him over. What are you doing? You've got him right in front of the gearbox.
Can I see if there's like just kind of like moving his limbs around, if there's like a limb that seems like it would fit in there?
His right arm appears that it would fit perfectly in the gearbox, yes.
Okay. Let me just put it in, see if anything happens. Just
Yeah, I
like
mean,
that.
it definitely fits. It's like a perfect fit, like too perfect to be a coincidence.
Okay. What do you all think? Should we try to raise the elevator while he's in there?
Can I get a good close look at this thing? Does this thing look like an art project from like a second grader, or does it look like an actual like well-made construct?
It looks
Like it
very
could be
well made. Yeah, like it. It looks phenomenally well made, like precision gnomish engineering.
Doc, once the right arm is in there, can you give it the whole thing a spin? Maybe it's like a lock and a key.
Let me try to turn the construct and see if anything happens.
As you turn the construct.
Slowly.
I know you're not gonna like throw him in the pit. That was a different scenario.
No.
But as you spin him, the arm is actually there's a thin seam, and the arm spins as you spin the body around. So it's actually not turning. It's not turning the arm. If you reach down and turn the arm, it does indeed turn, but it's very difficult for you to like maneuver with your hands. But it does continuously spool. It doesn't like lock into place.
Okay. Does anything seem to happen as it turns?
Not necessarily, but you do know that the noises that emanated from the gearbox happened when everyone let go of the cranks.
I'm gonna try something. I want to try to possess the little one. Is it if I take my sword and poke him just gingerly with the edge of it? Does it seem possible to take over or take control of the metal guy?
You may certainly try.
Okay. What
You're
do you?
not sure if you sense life in the creature at the moment, though.
Yeah.
But make your charisma check.
Wow. That is a 15.
Okay, that's not terrible. I'll say that you feel your spirit leave the blade temporarily, and you're definitely in some sort of entity. Like there's some form of dormant life here, but it's not activated. It's not on. It's kind of like inhabiting an unconscious body. You feel yourself flood through it, but you can't bring it to move, and then your spirit returns to the blade.
Well, should we just try cranking again?
We can try and turn the little bot on. He's there, just I don't know what powers him. Perhaps we should try the crank and just leave him as a gear in there? Oh, no,
yeah,
wait.
maybe.
It might just make the gears go haywire with the weight.
Let's try it.
Okay. So you just put his arm in there and he's like dangling. Just arm in. All right. You guys all cranking same order?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Kevin, you see anything yet?
No.
Anything happening?
Do I see anything yet, Gabe?
No, but as you guys crank, you do indeed see it come up. You see those two large creatures still on it. How high are you guys cranking it?
Is there any resistance to us cranking it with the construct's arm in the box?
No, you don't sense any resistance.
Let us see if we let go if the elevator descends again before we bring this thing all the way up.
Perhaps lightly. So it doesn't
Like a quick test.
Okay, so
Okay, let go and then grab again.
yeah, like gingerly let go, like slowly like ease off prey.
Okay.
Gabe's cringing at us destroying this whatever the solution is. We're finding the perfect way to make it not possible.
You're testing the waters. I get it.
It'll be fine as long as I don't slam the elevator to the bottom
Actually,
3 times.
we'd pick up on it. We'd feel if there's resistance coming back on us. Is there resistance coming back on us? Okay.
There is resistance. It feels like the safety precaution isn't working. It begins to sail back downwards. You see the poor little robot start to spin around. And his body's just like poof, 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 and it just throws him out backwards eventually. It's just
Oh, no. Well, while we're here, should we try and get a look?
From Kevin.
Yeah.
How? So are you raising it higher than it was before to get another look?
Do we want it?
Can we? Yeah.
Oh yeah. You can bring it up, and then it's very well in view. This time, Kevin, it comes to another lock, and the shadows sort of part for a moment, and you see 4 small hairy creatures with large claws come scuttling out, and they just get on the elevator and they begin looking up.
So 2 big constructs and then 4 fuzzy claw boys.
Now that everything's closer, they all look to be organic, but very like armored, like chitinous.
The 2 big armor boys are still there, and now there's 4 fuzzy claw boys too.
Oh, good.
And it is probably one more revolution before you bring it up to the surface.
It's like locked in this position now, though. It doesn't seem like it's gonna drop from this one.
Well,
You're
if we
not
hold
sure.
on to it.
Correct. If you hold on to it, it will not fall back down.
Okay.
Ben has so many thoughts that Kevin does not share.
We take it all the way up and just drop it.
I might break the elevator.
Yeah.
It goes a couple miles down.
Kevin, can you take my spot here and hold this crank?
Okay. Kevin goes
And-
over to hold the crank.
Okay.
Can I go grab the construct's arm, put it back in, see if I can grab the very base and twist from the base?
You can, and you get moderate resistance, but as you feel it, you understand that you think it would need to be spinning at like a crazy high revolutions. Like it would. It looks like you need the machine to be actively working for your benefit, not just like hand cranking. It's kind of like having a power drill versus a hand screwdriver.
Okay. All right.
Look for power source.
I was about to say, perhaps we check the bushes again, see if there's anything that we missed. Check the surroundings.
You do not find anything in the bushes.
I wonder if perhaps somebody happened to throw the essential piece onto the elevator itself.
You're not certain. I am sure that my creative, ingenious players have some method of doing this, whether it's one I've thought of or not.
Kevin's just happy to be helpful by holding the lever. He chilling. Wrong lever.
Oh, well, I have a great ability that I now know that I have. I get advantage on intelligence checks related to magic items, alchemical objects, or technological devices.
Okay.
So keep that in mind for the future.
Mm-hmm.
Thought hit things good. That's my ability.
No one's tried bopping it. I don't know.
You want us to play Bop It with it? Bop it.
I just want
Twist
you guys to
it.
do
Pull
something.
it. What?
You've already twisted and thrown it.
If I pull the robot arm out and look inside, does there look like there's a gear on the inside, and that's kind of what gets slotted in?
It looks like it slots perfectly into like the closed fist, as though it's like meant to be in and then twisted. It's like a drill bit.
Could we try electrocuting it? Your gnomish should come from down below in the gloaming underdark. How do you power things?
Well, there's many different sources of power down there. We use spells and enchanted objects as well, but does someone have an electrical spell they could try?
I've seen that sorcerer cast some form of lightning before.
Yeah, I do have one. It'll take a lot of power, but I can try. Or you want me to cast it on the box?
Is there like a smaller version of that, so you're not just gonna like fry the box?
Are you casting it on the box?
The box
Cast
or
on
the
the
bot?
bot. Cast on the bot.
God damn, I feel like we're missing something.
When in puzzles, this is the first of many.
No, I like it.
Okay.
Cast on the bot. See if it awakens it.
All
I'll
right.
take your crank.
All right.
Try not to kill it.
I'll try.
I'll empower my spell.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'll cast lightning bolt on the robot and see if I can get back.
How are you doing that?
I'm gonna stand like 50 feet away and just shoot
Where are you shooting it?
in
In the
the
chest hole.
chest, the open compartment chest.
Okay, yeah. All right. He doesn't make a save. He's just incapacitated. So you see the lightning arc into it, and you suddenly the eyes snap open. You hear the little robot go, "Wow!"
It was jarring.
Yeah, I'm just excited that you guys did something with him.
I'm sorry, was that R2D2 screech?
Yeah, that was where it was inspired from.
Oh. Is it alive now?
Yeah, the robot is sitting up. His eyes are snapped all the way open. There's smoke rising out of him. You can see a little bit of light emanating from that cavity in his chest. And he just looks up and he takes the party in and he says, "Directive unclear. Please, give order."
Help us raise this contraption.
"Very well, sir." And then he gets up onto his legs and then he starts just walking over towards one of the cranks. Yes? Change
Can you
directive?
man the safety box?
Of course. I can. And then he turns and he begins walking toward it. And he comes to a halt and he puts his arm in. And then you begin to see it whir like at a really high pace. And bzzz, reducing tension. Is this my purpose?
For the time being, yep.
What is my name?
What is your name?
I do not remember.
I think
Kevin,
you
you got
ride
a
the
name?
circuits.
Kevin, can you name this guy?
His name's Kevin.
My name's Kevin.
Okay, well,
Are you a Modron unit? I've
No.
heard of these.
I am not. I am a gnomish engineer bot. Pleased to meet you. My name's Kevin.
Hi, Kevin.
Hi, Kevin.
Do you know what happened to you, Kevin?
No, I don't remember anything, not even my name. It appears that there is some severe circuit damage caused by lightning.
Crazy.
Back from the dead.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
How does one power one of you normally?
Batteries. Small electronic items that you fit into our chests. Peculiar that you don't have one. Or do you? I don't know. My name's Kevin. Bzzz.
Well, while he's here and awake, let us raise this platform and be ready for a fight.
Okay.
Kevin, what does this platform do?
It raises a platform. The unceasing elevator to the surface. It passes through the yawning chasm, Gloamlight, the lower shelf, and the abyssal shelf.
Kevin repeats all of that because he doesn't know who you're talking to.
When we get on the platform, can you control it?
I can keep it from descending. I could lower you as well, slowly, by allowing it in a controlled descent. But I cannot raise you back up. My brethren apparently have abandoned their posts.
Yes, well, we'd like you to control it and descend it slowly while we're on it, down
Very
to the
well.
Gloamlight.
Is that my purpose?
For now.
Okay. You should be careful. Sometimes there are mean beasties from the gloaming.
Yes.
We know of at least 4.
I've heard that you can sometimes get them to fight each other.
How's that?
I don't know. You just have to get the right combination of beasties together, and they will fight each other.
I take a look into the looking glass.
They seem pretty chummy. They're just swarming around.
There were a few different platforms. Maybe we can have some more get on the platform.
It is currently at the Yawning Chasm, which is the uppermost.
Can I kind of get a sense of the creatures that are on there?
Sure, make a perception check. But yes, Bryce,
Yawning Chasm, Gloamlight, and then what was below? The Abyss?
The lower shelf, which was where it was when you started cranking it up, and then below that was the abyssal shelf.
13 on the perception.
Okay, you make out some mean locks and some umber hulks. Creatures you've heard of, dastardly creatures of the darkness. Nasty beasties.
Well, there are some creatures from the natural order here. Perhaps introducing something from the abyss on the elevator might stir things up a bit. What do you say? Shall we let it down to the abyss first and then bring it back up?
Doesn't seem like a bad idea.
Sure, let's try.
All right.
You can lower
my
it.
purpose?
Yes, and you could even lower it quickly, perhaps.
Too quickly, and the elevator will break.
Not that fast.
Don't go that fast.
You'll probably just have to crank it to the left when it reaches the base.
Just say
Okay.
when.
Okay. And he starts to go backwards. And you guys can watch, and it fades out of sight again, and then hits the bottom, and you feel it come to a thunk. What would you like to do?
Okay.
Crank it left.
Okay. You crank left, and you feel the platform give as it heads downward. After a couple seconds, a blast of hot sulfurous air comes up, as though you've passed through some sort of barrier that was sealed off. And you hear in the distance shrieks and howls and tearing, and then it fades. And you pull... what would you like to do after that?
Does it get quiet?
Maybe. You can make a perception check. It's like a mile down now.
That's true.
It's way down there.
Okay. Well,
I guess we could pull it back up and then try to see if there's fighting.
yeah, if you guys heard that.
Okay. All right. So you guys begin to pull the platform back up. It comes up one to the lower shelf, comes up then to Gloamlight, comes to a halt, comes up to the Yawning Chasm. Is someone looking down?
Yeah, I'll look again.
Okay. Make a perception check.
11.
All right. The platform appears to be devoid of living creatures. It is, however, smothered in blood, gore, and bits of creatures.
Oh my god.
All right, let's bring it all the way up.
Okay. And you begin to crank it once more, and then it comes to a halt at the surface. And the small bot named Kevin looks up and says, "I will let you down slowly, for that is my purpose."
Which level are we going to? The Gloamlight first, I suppose.
Yes, Gloamlight.
You hear
Level-
that,
level
other Kevin?
Me?
Yep.
I do. That is my purpose.
Okay.
After some
Thank you,
time,
Kevin.
you are welcome.
After some time, what were you saying?
My circuits will likely fail. I would not remain on the elevator for too long.
Good. Oh,
Okay.
My power source is fading.
On now.
good. Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
everyone on.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kevin.
You are welcome.
Oh no.
Party clambers on among the bits of monster and the blood and gore and viscera. And Kevin begins to lower it. It comes to a halt and then slams in. Actually, I have text for this. The platform grinds its way downward into inky blackness. At first, the metal platform grates against the stone walls, grinding down. Then the sheer walls of the tunnel expand into craggy, low-ceiling pathways and winding lead-offs. You think probably where some of those creatures came from. Sometimes the trickle of cold groundwater can be heard. Other times, it's simply the eerie nothingness combined with slick grinding of the platform echoing back. Eventually, it opens up into a monstrous cavern. You think this is probably the Yawning Chasm. Those with dark vision easily lose sight of the inky blackness beyond, but telltale lights from unknown sources indicate that there is an unknown scale of immense depth to this chamber. A pressure that lays into you as you slowly spin downwards on this platform on the gear into the darkness upon suddenly very small platform with no railings. You don't feel very secure as you're spinning down. Somewhere in the distance, there's a tremble, a quake. Your mind flashes back to those pools of water where bubbles were sort of coming up from on the surface, despite being so deep in the ground. A flash of light, as quick as lightning, miles off in the darkness. It washes over the party's eyes, illuminating its source. Something big. No, not just big. Something towering in the darkness like a titan. Monstrous tentacles so big they look as though they're standing still with their labored movement as they head upward in that brief flicker of light. An omen ill, no doubt, but illuminating as a tremor quakes through the bleak dark as one of those tentacles slam into the cavern ceiling. The mile-high cavern ceiling. From the creature standing, digging, flailing. All right, I would like strength athletics checks or dexterity acrobatics checks from those on the platform to remain on it as the tremor rocks the slowly spinning, descending platform.
Jeez.
The monstrous howl peals through the chasm.
12.
Meets it, beats it.
17.
19?
Thok? You are
You're
muted.
muted, buddy.
Didn't notice. 13.
13. All right, Kevin, you fall to your feet, slide to the edge, and find yourself gripping the very end of the railingless platform, staring down into the darkness below. But you do not fall.
I'll
All right.
the system back up real quick.
Okay. All right. I would like you all to make perception checks. As it continues spinning down, it looks like you're about to leave Yawning Chasm.
6.
9.
Nice.
69.
Nice.
It's weird there. 3, 6, 9.
I got a 20, so 21.
13. Thok? 3.
7.
Oh, 7. Okay. So, Ren, you were the only one to pick up on this. And perhaps it's fate, perhaps not. But something swooshes past you as Kevin fell to his knees and slid to the edge. It was almost as though he was going to fall, and the figure passes right over him and vanishes into the darkness. A telltale smell washes over your senses. Make a history check for me.
What do I smell? 25.
Damn! You smell a very familiar perfume from an old acquaintance, someone from your childhood.
I know that smell anywhere.
What is it?
Okay. That smell is Lily. But why here?
Wait, I thought lily flowers did not have a smell. What?
Lily's, well, friend, kinda more from the Gloamlight.
What is Lily?
She's a gnome, like me.
And me.
And you, Kevin. Kevin, I'm glad you're okay.
Me too.
Bryce. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go for it.
Bryce, you get inspiration for next session
Okay.
Oh boy.
for guessing that it was Lily.
So perhaps we should get off the big spinny thing before it just goes kaplunk. Yes?
Well, we still have one more floor.
Well,
Continues down.
Can we kind of lean in toward the center a little more?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
The unexpected tremor, you're not hit with another one. However, you do feel them sort of pulsing around you as whatever that strange titan off in the distance was. And obviously there was something else afoot, as gnomes are literally flying through the air incognito. However, you do come to the base of this platform, and then it scales back in to just basic tunnel. It's just walls around you as the platform slowly spins down and down and down. And eventually it opens up to the Gloamlight level. However, you do not see Gloamlight. At this point, the cavern comes all the way down. The platform lands, and you find yourself, it just lets out into a tunnel. And you've been in tunnels like these before. There's a river that's flowing in a certain direction, this time to the west. And you see like a small way station like built into the side of this tunnel that you're in. And you note that the river that's heading to the west toward Gloamlight is frozen over.
Frozen, just like the one we saw last time we were down here.
Mm-hmm. However, you get the feeling that you're on like the opposite side of Gloamlight.
Okay. Well, everyone off. I want us to fall down here when that construct gives.
As soon as you all set foot off of it, you can imagine Kevin just going, "Arr!" And then you hear the platform zip down into the base, and eventually you hear a loud thunk.
Well, that's broken.
Maybe there's more like it.
Let us hope.
All right. What would the party like to do?
You said there was a little way station carved into the side?
Yep.
Okay. Can we go in there?
Absolutely. The door is actually ajar slightly as you approach it.
Okay.
Would you like to enter?
Yes. And I'll say, hello. Hello.
Ren, you walk into the small antechamber. It appears to be devoid of life. You call out, you hear your voice echoing through the dark and dim chambers. And as you slide the next door open slowly, and you peer inside, you're met with glowing eyes and a deep growl.
But like,
And that is where we will end our session.
Damn.
Well done, everyone.
okay. And